team did qual. Mr. K-Dog, he's almost at 100K. Let's get it. Let's go.
FNCS qualifiers are officially over, and we got to see some absolutely insanely big name teams dominate on both NA and EU. I'm also going to be going over every single big name team that was able to qualify, as well as all the big name teams that were not able to qualify. Real quick, first to starts though, please subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we are trying to hit 90,000.
It's actually really crazy how close he is to 100K, as well as the fact how crazy MrSavage is, which we'll see in this video. It's insane.
The Chapter 6 FNCS Trials. Alright, so just a quick little explanation if you don't know how this works. Basically, the top 200 trios are going to be qualifying for Division 1, and then in Division 1, you will be playing in the Money Trio Cash Cups, and then the top 800 trios will qualify for Division 2, and then the teams in Division 2 and Division 3 are trying to get into Division 1 so they can play in the Money Cash Cups in the future. Let's start off with the team that was able to win NA today, though, of Clix, and Rise, getting
insane, bro. I low-key thought Clix was gonna get washed, bro. Muzz and Rise are insane players, and Clix played good himself as well. But bro, that's insane. I was not expecting it first. That's awesome.
464 points in 7 games and winning 2 of them. Now, this trio was so consistent today. They had an average placement of 3.4 and an average elims of 17. Now, this trio got a 50 elimination win, then a 15 elimination win.
Yo, what? 50 elim first game? Like, bro, this is what we're seeing nowadays, which is insane. Like, the first win is 50 elimination. That's insane. And, of course, they got a second win as well. 6th place, but 14 elims is disgusting. 2nd place, 8 kills. 4th place, 14. I mean, bro, that is so good.
Win a 14 elimination 6th, 8 elimination 2nd, 14 elimination 4th, 9 elimination 7th, and a 9 elimination 3rd. The difference in the trio with Clix, Rise, and Muzz compared to whenever Clix and Rise were playing with like anybody else is basically night and day. This is the official trio that Clix should be sticking with, and these guys are already building up so much chemistry together. I saw so many people even like hating on Rise and everything like that, and in the last game, he was able to solo clutch a top 3 to really...
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. The fact that, like, bro, people hate so much for no reason, bro. Because I can't find a reason to hate Rise. But the fact that he was able to get that win to make literally everyone shut up is kind of
help secure this win for them. And I think this trio really does just complement each other well. I would want to see them get a little bit more elims, but they are a high ground team, and they're not really going for like super crazy frags. They're more of just like a consistent play.
Did you just say for more elims? They got a 50 bomb. And they won. Bro, what more can you ask? That's kind of crazy.
Team, which is a very good play style to get like consistent top 5s in tournaments. But if we really want to see an FNCS win out of Clix here, I think they are just going to need a little bit more elims to really keep up with...
Oh, I get what he means. Okay, that makes sense. Never mind.
Teams like Poyo, Bolton Rapid, and Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual.
Because basically, so the teams he's talking about are some of the best, highest fraggers of all time. Like we've seen like the background of them being so insanely good with the fact. So that's why I guess he's saying that, because those fraggers are so good that, you know, Clix is going to have to be prepared for that to go up against people that always go for high kills, even in FNCS.
Was Dash, Bryce, and Braids on 423 points. 3rd was Aoxy, Jojo, Fishy, and Pikes on 420. 4th was Donnie and Lawrence on 415. And then in 5th place was actually Ritual, Cold, and Peterbot on 415 points in 9 games and winning 2 of them. Now, this trio had an average placement of 13.2, but an average elims of 20.3. Now, if you guys want to see the match history of a team that just absolutely psycho W keys everybody, this trio got a 43 elimination win, then a 10 elimination 17th, and 8 elimination...
Oh my goodness, this was crazy. So usually when you get into the later games, it makes it even sweatier. So the fact that their 4th and 5th game was a 56 elim and a 41 elim, 1st and 2nd, that's disgusting. They low-key could have won it only if their last game didn't sell.
Elimination 22nd, 56 elimination 2nd, 41 elimination win, 1 elimination 25th, 10 elimination 12th, 14 elimination 9th, and then a 0 elimination 30th in their very final game. If they didn't die off spawn the very final game, they definitely would have had a chance to win, but still 183 elims in the tournament for Cold, Peterbot, and Ritual was the most out of any team on both EU and NA. 6th place was a fake Aviv, 7th was Mad.
Why is there a fake Aviv?
8th was Mew, 9th was Freeze, and then rounding out the top 10 was Rapid, Poyo, and Bolts, getting 394 points in 7 games and winning one of them. Now this trio had an average placement of 7.8 and an average elims of 20.8. They were absolutely fragging out as well. They got a 52 elimination second, a 20.
Dang, bro. Bro, it's always the first game where you're going to see that 50 bomb. And usually if you don't get like a 40, 50 bomb in the beginning of the games, you're kind of cooked.
Elimination 10, 18 elimination third, 6 elimination 17, 23 elimination win, 26 elimination second, and then they died off spawn in their very final game. So I think you guys can kind of just like see the difference between like these two trios compared to what I was talking about with like Clix earlier. I still do think all three of those teams are absolutely insane though. Remember though, this is still a top 200 format for teams that are going to be in Division 1. So some other big name teams that were able to qualify is like 12th place of Aviv, Skittles, and Chimp, 13th place of Noxy, Cooper, and Sphinx. We had Batman, Booga, Mason, and Yamzo in 17th, Agers, Acorn, and Kanata in 46, Bucky, Okus, and Craze in 50th.
Pretty impressive to see, especially because it's top 200, so top 50 is really good.
And then just barely being able to qualify is the trio of Reet, Booga, and Threats, finishing in 187th place.
Oh my goodness, what? Bro, Reet, Booga, and I think he said Rituals, but that's supposed to be like an insane trio. 187th. It could just be, we're not going to see their placements, but it's probably because of the fact that they weren't able to make it to endgame. Endgame is so, like, you need it in order to actually, like, do good. Obviously, that makes sense, but, like, I mean, you've heard from, like, Peterbot and Cold and how they play HSW key, but they also made it to endgame, which made them do so good. It's literally endgames nowadays is how you make it.
All right, let's move on to the Kinch stats of the winners of Rise, Clix, and Muzz. Starting off with Rise, he got 37 elims, 10,868 damage, and a 2.2 damage ratio. Honestly, very good stats from the IGL here. Moving on to Muzz, he got 46 elims, 12,992 damage, and a 2.65 damage ratio.
Insane. Like I'm not trying not to like glaze Muzz or anything, but Muzz has some of the best aim in Fortnite. Like if it was Muzz, Peterbot, and Cold, which I could definitely see this happening, they would 100% win without a doubt. Muzz's aim is so disgustingly good, it's insane.
Finally going over to Clix, he had 36 elims, 11,900 damage, and a 2.4 damage ratio. So I'm not gonna lie, almost dead even stats for everybody except Muzz was able to get 10 more elims, but all their damage was very similar. Their damage ratios were very similar. It was just overall a very even tournament for all three of these players. Absolutely insanely entertaining tournament on NA, and let's move on to EU now. What year, what timeline, what did I just witness? We have just seen Mongrel, MrSavage, and Panzer
such a W. Wasn't expecting it at all though.
In the EU FNCS trial.
Oh my goodness, they won by 50 points. Bro, 50 points is insane. And their first game, look, 57 kills. I'm telling you, when you do something like that, you win the tournament.
Now, this trio didn't just win, they absolutely dominated the trial, winning by over 50 points. This trio got 496 points in 7 games and won 2 of them. But the most impressive thing to me is their average placement and average elims. This trio ended with a 2.7 average placement and an 18.8 average elims. Looking at their match history, it was a 57 elimination win, a 12 elimination third, 16 elimination second, 5 elimination third, 7 elimination.
Bro, like, look at all this. And the fact that their final game was a win, I'm telling you, that final game is so important. I can't even explain how important that is. Like, that final game is really where it does it. Because if you fail the final game, you're cooked.
Elimination third, 16 elimination sixth, and a 19 elimination win in the very final game to secure the FNCS Opens win. All right, now if you guys watch my Peterbot Peak series, I literally said in that video that I don't think this trio will ever be a top 10 trio in the world. And we still haven't seen a finals performance from them yet. But just going off of how they looked in Opens alone, they are already proving me very wrong, and I am not afraid to.
All I heard was Clix don't get banned again. Oh my goodness, that was so funny.
From my, huge shout out to Panzer as well. This kid is absolutely insane. Literally, like, nobody even knew who he was a couple of weeks ago, and now he is literally winning the biggest tournaments with Mongrel and MrSavage while being on stream. The blow up that this kid is about to have is going to be absolutely insane.
Bro's life's gonna change forever. Bro, no one in their mother, no one in their cousins, no one in their dog expected Mongrel MrSavage to do good. And now Panzer pulls up and does insane with him. Bro, if this boy starts streaming, he's getting 5K average.
Now, we all know how insane they did, but there was still a bunch of other pros that was able to qualify on EU, like Seti, Hari, and Cammy, finishing in second place,
Shouldn't they be, man?
getting 443 points and winning 4 out of their 8 games. Obviously, this team has had so much controversy around them recently on should they even be allowed to play this FNCS.
Yeah, it is
well,
them.
I mean, they are, whether you like it or not, and they are still looking absolutely super dominant.
Like, either with the fact, like, yes, I understand they should have stayed banned and not, not play favoritism. It's what it is.
Third place is arguably the best trio on EU of Vico, Vino, and Flixie, getting 433 points in 8 games and winning 1 of them. This trio had an average placement of 9.3 and an average elims of 20.8. They were just absolutely W king every single one of their lobbies. If you look at their match history, it was a 65.
Oh my goodness, 65 elimination first game. Telling you, that's crazy.
Elimination win, then an 8 elimination 14th, 3 elimination 24th, 26 elimination second, 21 elimination second, 20 elimination second, 6 elimination 21st, and an...
So notice, so when the tournament first starts, notice how they play at 10:25. What happens is people wait a good 15-20 minutes before they're ready up into their first game, so they get that high of an elim game.
18 elimination 9. So they did literally finish second place 3 games in a row, or they could have won half their games as well. I still do think this is the best team on EU, and I think especially once the finals roll around, we are really going to see some dominant performances out of this trio. Fourth place is Cringe Mappy and Della on 411. Fifth is Chap Chito Tini on 410.
That's a really good team, by the way. This doesn't get talked about too much, but Chap, Chico, and Teeny, that's actually a really good team. So seeing that top 5 is actually really sick. So close, dude. By 1 point is actually crazy.
There was some controversy around this trio on are they going to stick together just because they haven't looked super crazy recently, but still just constant top 5s out of this trio. 6th place was Frisk, Volko, and Skavi on 406. 7th was Fant. 8th was Carmi. 9th was Pablo, Kira, and Bevies. And then rounding out the top 10 was actually iDrop, Trulex, and Tayson.
Which, if you guys haven't heard, Tayson has been doing way better in competitive than before. I don't know what was up with him, but we do know, or I do know at least, he got a first place in the tournament for this. So seeing him in top 10.
Still though, awesome, like I said earlier, this is a top 200 qualified for Division 1. So some other big name teams that are going to be in Division 1 is trios like Yanis, Noah Riley, and Rezon in 14th. Nefrizzi, Vanya, and Pixie in 17th, the brand new trio. Swizzy, Queasy, and Merstash, another brand new trio, finished.
Brand new trio, but this is a good sign because if you don't know Merstash, bro, I think he's the FNCS winner. He has been low-key selling his tournaments lately. So seeing this new trio get top 21 is a way better sign than whatever we saw before.
In 21st, Sky Refsguard and Scroll in 22nd, Ping Walks and Malibuka in 29th.
It's good to see Ping on the top board again.
A trio that has been a little bit quiet this season, but still was able to qualify for Division 1 of Tripper and Thomas HD and Ferdoxy in 36th. There was really only a couple of big name teams that really did struggle today, like the brand new trio of Vidil, Twy, and Moneymaker. This team finished in 1,190th place. Now, honestly, with this trio, they were kind of just formed last second, and all 3 of these players just got dropped from their original trios, and it was literally just like a last minute thing, and they decided to team up with each other. I also heard some rumors that Vidil tried to get onto the Mongrel and MrSavage trio like a couple hours before FNCS started, but MrSavage and Mongrel didn't want to snake Panzer for Vidil, and
which is a W. I don't know how Mongrel and MrSavage are when it comes to trios, because there's people like Booga or Peterbot that will snake anyone in an instant. So the thing that they didn't, it's a pretty good sign. Whether that's because they knew they were going to win, whether that, they just had a little bit of class of doing it, I don't know. I say class because, bro, it's a little OD to switch up a teammate in the last couple of hours when you've been practicing with that teammate for weeks, you know what I mean? So it's cool to see that MrSavage and Mongrel didn't switch up in the last 2 hours before the tournament started.
And it looks like that was the correct decision for them to make. I don't think the trio of Vidil, Twy, and Moneymaker are going to stick. It really does suck though, because they're literally going to be in Division 3. So they're now going to have to play the next 2 weeks of Cash Cups just to try to get into Division 1 with a completely brand new trio. And their options are already very limited. It is going to be a very high uphill battle from here for this trio. All right, let's finish this off with going over the winners of EU, their actual kin stats. Let's start off with the underrated go of Panzer. He got 43 elims, 11.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, that's insane. 43 elims, 51 assists, average placement of 3, damage dealt insane. Compared to damage taken, that ratio is actually crazy. You'll see a lot of the times people like Peterbot or Cold, their damage taken will be really, really close to their damage dealt. That's crazy.
7,517 damage and a 2.7 damage ratio. So an absolutely insane performance from Panzer. Let's move on to the second fragger now of Mongrel, and he got 35 elims, 10,100 damage, and a 2.88 damage ratio. If you guys haven't heard me say it already, anything over a 2.0 damage ratio is considered very good. So both of them being over a 2.0 is absolutely insane. But wait until you see MrSavage's stats, because these are honestly some of the craziest stats that I've seen in a while. MrSavage got 35 elims, so he had 12.
Holy crap, this is the biggest damage ratio I've ever seen. A 4.18. Holy crap. So a lot of assists. The damage though, it's insane. Same thing with the damage taken. For the fact that he barely took any damage for out of 10 rounds out of these hard of lobbies is actually insane.
12,990 damage and a 4.1 damage ratio. A 4 damage ratio is literally like some of the top of the top in Fortnite. MrSavage is very primed up right now, and this trio looks so good. I cannot wait to see how they perform in the finals. Remember, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we are trying to hit 90,000 subscribers by the end of December. Use code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop if you guys want to support me.
What a great video. But literally just show. What's that noise? Okay, anyways. Bro, that was a great video because it literally just showed how crazy our streamers are right now.